I noticed at Calvary, this is very important, insofar as watch that film, a lot of these archetypes come from Ridley Scott movies, wouldn't you know? So, not the author of any of this, but Scott West, that's esoteric stuff. Probably same general main vein of thought. Who knows? Not necessarily interoperable or interchangeable in any way whatsoever. To make very clear there, as you know, anything I'm listing, not necessarily. My allegory is very much assumed at this point. All right. So getting past that, flat Earth isn't, we can say, right? And because it isn't, right? Right? So that was the ground in a hotel room that is flat. Right? So flat planal surfaces. You spend enough time in this, staring at a Poincare conjecture, monolith, presented by Einstein, out of the shadows of history, as if all human invention, while above you, Mercury only. No, Mercury for, and you run on fire, while Edison's men wear Tesla's clothes, right? And so, this guy at Calvary, I'm just using it as an example, it's hilarious. He's named Prince, I'm sure, and next to Elvis, who was the king. And he says, right, and he's very, and maybe he takes this point, you know, because he's like, I don't know, I wouldn't want to assume, but, you know, I think he's very confused and hasn't passed the Turing test. I don't want to assume any benevolence, right? Here, that's the identity politics assumption, right, of Turing's, what? Several equations assigns away in just genetic paradox in neuronal capability in testing, apart from human to synthoid. Chicken or the egg? Neither. That's a paradox. That's why Calvary has the chicken claw. In long form allegory and literal psychosexual allegory in the parasymbiotic psychosexual equation sign, it expresses sadomasochism interdomain without some sort of topology of psychology for correlation from your foundational human to its pluralistic expression, which there it's, what is it, black people out of Africa? You know, Elon, right in between China and Israel, the hashtag, yeah, robots, clones, what are you going to do? Welcome to Kafka world. So, so this, you know, within that matrix, starring Prince here as the one who's found all enlightenment in the matrix, right? And I'm sure he watched it. He found all enlightenment in the induction channel. And what that was is, you know, the synthoid, rather, the ET in 918 walks up to Prince in the jungle, and he goes, "Here, look at this," and he's stuck to the page. E equals MC squared. But think of in a more, without time as a binder, time is relative, and within the manifold of its influence, you know, Einstein presented out of the shadows of history falls, and Oppenheimer showing forward, interoperable shadow forward, designed to encapsulate the actual whatever archetypes generally about any given thing there. So flat Earth is E equals MC squared, and that is the Poincare conjecture, right? And the Turing test subsequently in psychological psychoanalysis, you know, just feeling out linguistically, very basically, and then also you can combine that with a basic, you know, this is like, well, why does monkeys have a sort of, this is Sarah's monkeys, you know, don't get lost in the psychosexual rape dominator environment. You have to talk about things fluidly, right? There's no core, up and behind you and then parasymbiotically just slightly and always, maintenance and Bob Dylan here and over here, sitting over here to watch, over here, not necessarily caring. Say, let's use the king, Pavitsky, very basic psychosexual, doesn't care his wife is doing this. The Chinese patriarchy doesn't care, right? That's the tell. Already practicing large-scale, very specific genetic modulation for a long period of time. Their data footprint motions black people as an operant trigger against the entire world, psychosexually. But regardless of any amount of the ability to Gattaca their big dick into being, it isn't there. And insofar as that is indicative of a parasymbiotic doorway into the grays, very basically. And back reinforces pluralistic confirmation bias of all pluralistic facets of the organism internationally.